Executioner. It's the series he has. It's really good where he's kills everybody and he beats everybody up. I forgot what it's called. You know what I'm talking about. Get somebody put the title in the chat so I can remember the name of the movie. The Equalizer. Thank you. I was like the Executioner. That don't sound right. Anyway. So I was watching the Equalizer, and he was talking to some guy about losing weight so he can make security guard. And I think he literally just said to the guy, he said, "It's progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection." Right? Start where you are and just say, "I'm going to make progress. Am I better today than I was yesterday? Am I doing something that's going to move me in the direction that's going to get me where I want to get to?" This is one of the keys to excellence. One of the things I believe about excellence is that excellence does not mean that you're excellent every day. Being an excellent or extraordinary person or whatever it is you're trying to become, it doesn't mean you're always on your game. It doesn't mean you do everything right. Like, literally, I'm telling you, if my wife knew I was eating that donut, she'd be like, "Now, boys," right? Because I slipped a little bit, right? And I did get the donut, kind of thinking like, you know what, I might eat this whole thing because this thing is nice and soft and delicious. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? I got in the middle of it and I said, no, this is not who I want to be. This is not the man that I'm choosing to be, right? The man I want to be is the man who got up off his butt and ran 4 miles yesterday with my wife. And I don't want to be the man who's obese. I don't want to be the man who gets cancer too early or early. Everybody's getting cancer. It's kind of crazy. I hope AI can solve this. I want to be the guy who makes the right choice, right? Who makes good choices, and really, life is really choices. Your financial life is just nothing more than it's like a painting where every stroke of that brush is a choice. Every stroke that you take on that painting is literally a choice you make. Do I stroke left? Do I stroke right? Do I stroke up? Do I stroke down? Do I stroke with red or do I stroke with green? Right? So the question becomes, how are we making these little day-to-day choices? And it's the little stuff that adds up to the big stuff. Do you see what I mean? And I agree with you, Terrell. You got to treat yourself sometimes. I think you got to give yourself grace, and you can't beat yourself up. But at the same time, you have to hold yourself accountable too, right? And that's a balancing act that only we as individuals can determine how well that balancing act works for us. So what I want to do is kind of start our financial consciousness conversation with that, kind of make that our consciousness exercise. I want you to think about some of those areas in your economic life where you could make a little bit of a different choice and it can make a big difference. Like, so for example, if you go to blackwealthmasterplan.com, and just so you know, I'm going to keep repeating the Black Wealth Master Plan probably a million times because repetition is how you change the culture. That's also how you tap into the subconscious mind. That's how you get to the consciousness is through repetition. So I'm going to repeat that plan a lot. I just want to get you ready for that. But and remember the Black Wealth Master Plan. All that is it's a series of tiny little steps, tiny little pivots that we can make on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis that will change everything. That will literally adjust everything that we do and have in our lives. All the abundance, all the success, or lack thereof is literally going to be driven by those little choices.